climate change. A prevalent contribution to man-made climate change is ocean pollution. Marine debris results from human activity and it harms ocean ecosystems and humans. Plastic pollution can harm ocean ecosystems by causing death among animals. Ocean pollution introduces harmful pollutants such as trash, chemicals, and sewage into the ocean due to human activity. Ocean pollution decreases ocean biodiversity in the ocean and can harm humans when they swim or eat seafood. When air pollutants are released into the atmosphere, they sometimes settle on the water, and they can carry chemicals like mercury. Mercury is bad because it does not break down and can build up in animals. It can harm humans too, because it accumulates in plankton, which are eaten by fish, which are eaten by humans. Marine pollution is perhaps even more devastating for animals, particularly plastic pollution. Plastic makes up most of the pollution in the ocean. It goes into the ocean through water and wind. Plastic is not biodegradable, so it's very harmful. Plastic pollution can harm ocean ecosystems by causing deaths among animals. Pollution from commercial farming can also contribute to the negative effects of ocean pollution. Nutrients and fertilizers used in farming can run into the ocean, which can cause algal blooms. Algal blooms can cause a fast growth of algae. The algae can consume all the oxygen in an area, making it impossible for other marine life to thrive, creating areas in the ocean called dead zones. One of the biggest dead zones is located at the mouth of the Mississippi River, which receives huge amounts of pollution from the Mississippi watershed. Sewage from sewers are an important kind of marine pollution. Sewage is a type of marine pollution that is discharged into the ocean and harbors and beaches. Sewage carries bacteria that causes diseases. Towns may sometimes tell beachgoers that the bacteria level is too high for them to go in the ocean safely. One of the most important and devastating types of pollution are oil spills. While large oil spills typically garner the attention of politicians and media because of their tremendous effects on the ocean, much more enters the ocean through small oil spills. These small oil spills have the same devastating effects on marine life that large oil spills do. Small additions of oil have devastating effects because they are often accompanied by other toxic chemicals. Oil makes animals vulnerable, which kills them or reduces their reproductive success. Pollutants can alter acidity in the ocean, poison organisms, or cause drowning. Pollutants are concentrated when they enter the sea and diffuse as they go farther away from land. Oil spills affect aquatic ecosystems very negatively. Right after the spill, the hydrocarbons evaporate off the oil, which kills nearby aquatic organisms. For the next few days and weeks, floating oil reduces photosynthesis of marine plants. Oil-sensitive red and green algae are killed. Globs of oil coat seabird feathers and the fur of mammals, which can cause animals to freeze. Spills can also damage areas of the ocean valued for recreational activities, as well as industries that are dependent on water. While the immediate effects of oil spills are catastrophic, the long-term effects that are less researched could potentially be equally, if not more, damaging to biodiversity and marine life. Beaches that are washed by storms recover in 1 to 2 years, but isolated beaches can take more than 10 years. Some researchers have found a layer of contaminated sediment that was from a spill that took place 30 years ago near Woods Hole, Massachusetts. Additionally, some oils are worse than others in the way they affect marine life. The effect of oil spills depends on the type of oil, weather and sea conditions, and the ecosystem the oils reach. Oils that are refined are more toxic and affect the environment longer than crude oil. PAHs are compounds found in weathered crude or refined oil, and it is very toxic to organisms in small doses. The location of the beach and the type of oil spill plays a big role in how wildlife is affected. There are ways of mitigating the effects of an oil spill. The process of getting rid of an oil spill is lengthy. Large oil spills flow on water. Natural ocean processes spreads this oil across the water. To get rid of an oil spill, first skimmers and absorbents are applied, which recover about 10 to 15% of the oil. Chemicals are then applied to help the oil disperse. Booms are placed in the water to contain the oil spill. If oil reaches the shore, it can be removed by flushing or high-pressure washing with water, but this harms wildlife. Another way to absorb the oil is cut vegetation that was exposed to the oil and get rid of it. After an oil spill, the oil will be dispersed by currents and waves, degraded by sunlight, and broken down by bacteria. As marine pollution gets closer to becoming irreversible, there are steps we can take to decrease pollution, and many are already making significant progress. First, conserve water so that excess water will not flow into the ocean. Use less energy to decrease the amount of air pollutants. Reduce the amount of waste you produce and look into sustainable ways of throwing away trash, like composting. One of the best ways of reducing the amount of plastic in the ocean is creating new methods of responsible and sustainable recycling. Making recycling accessible to developing countries can help decrease plastic waste. Making plastic that is recyclable the norm can massively help in recycling more plastic, which can decrease the amount of plastics that end up in landfills. Only about 6% of the plastic in the U.S. gets recycled. That means about 94% of plastic ends up in landfills or our oceans. Increasing the amount of plastic we recycle can help keep more plastic out of oceans. As the public becomes more aware about the effects of marine pollution, there is a bigger push for organizations to make a change. After the Exxon Valdez disaster, there were regulations created to make tankers more environmentally friendly. By 2015, international regulations mandate the replacement of single-hull tankers with double-hull tankers. This ensures an additional layer of steel protection in case the outer layer of a ship is punctured. Furthermore, improvements in ship design and construction materials are being implemented. Additionally, there is a need for regulation and maintenance of aging oil pipelines, particularly in regions like Valdez, Alaska, where ships are accompanied by tugboats until they reach the water. Vulnerable regions also have more comprehensive emergency plans in place. Stricter regulations that prioritize sustainability can bring us a step forward to preserving our oceans for those that come after us.